like to call the Senior Center Building Committee to order. First item on the agenda, since we have a remote participation, we'll do a roll call. Diane Allen,
Here.
Jack Holloway, not here. Dennis Kelly.
Here.
Teresa Manganelli.
Here.
Barry Marciello.
Here.
Paul Malorani.
Here.
Roland Maselli.
Here.
Joe Cooper here. All right, very good. Next item on the agenda, if everyone's had the opportunity, I sent them out previously in the email for the minutes on October 2nd. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I entertain a motion. Motion,
Second.
I have a motion by Terry Marciello, seconded by Teresa Manganelli. We have to do a roll call vote on this also. Diane Allen,
Yes.
Dennis Kelly.
Yes.
Teresa Manganelli.
Yes.
Terry Marciello.
Yes.
Paul Malorani.
Yes.
George Shuby, yes. Roland Maselli.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, on here, I put discussion on February 14th, grand opening. First of all, this committee did a great job. Yeah, we put together, not only did we put together a fantastic building for this community, I think we had fun doing it. Yeah.
I was just talking to Teresa, I said, I'm on a lot of projects.
Yeah.
This is the only one I go to, every one. Cause we do have a fun committee, there's nothing worse than going, you can do the people's business and have a good time. Get serious, make hard decisions, but as long as it's enjoyable, people will keep coming. We had great attendance the whole way through.
Yeah.
I think you deserve a lot of the credit.
No, I get no.
And then secondly, I will say this is the nicest group of people.
Wasn't it fun?
It really was. I mean, it was not a stressful committee. It was so pleasant. Everybody was respectful and.
Wasn't like last night's meeting. It was a fun, it was fun, but the contractor
We're not done.
our contractor too.
We have two more meetings tonight, and we'll probably do one towards the end of June
Just to wrap up everything.
to pay the final bills. And because at that point, we'll have the pickleball open. Diane will have set up a tent living there.
I'm sorry I missed the opening. I was actually on a plane away that weekend, so for a family event.
We missed you.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was.
awesome.
It was
I
packed.
know, oh my God.
It too was the nicest opening I've been to out of the 9 of these senior centers.
I was
I've been.
sad to miss it to begin with. I was bummed. And then just hearing all the stories from, Greg and everybody, I was like,
Yeah.
I was very jealous.
Yeah.
It was packed.
Very envious. I was- yeah.
The students, it
Students
was
lost.
truly a community event.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what everybody said.
The,
That's
the
exactly what
best
everybody-
part was watching Dennis try to put the flag up.
That was the best.
I should have tested it before.
Don't worry, Dennis, I have a clip of it. I'm trying to get my daughter to isolate you going, oh my.
I look over and I go, oh my God, I don't know if I can get this.
John walked away and let me do it. And
Well, he goes, I want to show that you raise it. So then I walked over and I'm like, and it's all tangled in the wall. So I start getting up and it's getting entangled. I'm like, oh no, here we go. And I'm looking over at these guys and they're all, oh my God. A lot of pressure.
George is like, make sure you film this. Make sure.
I was thrilled that WCTV did not get it.
No, they didn't. We did.
That's the worst thing that happened that day. That's great.
Wonderful.
That's right.
Oh, I think,
So,
But I do want to
Very
give,
positive thing.
I want to give Dan credit through the whole process of building meetings. Not everybody was in them, but the construction meetings. I really believe we wouldn't open when we did. B, we wouldn't open on budget. When Dan had to fight for the town, he fought for the town. When he had to make recommendations, he did, and I think he deserved
and you
it.
didn't take them all, but you took most.
I was fine. We found a happy medium, but I thought you fought for what the town needed and the best interests of the town.
Well, let's talk about money.
All right, that is
Let's
Since
talk
everybody's
about the lack of money.
the next
Next
item
one.
on the agenda. We want to discuss the punch list items and then.
Yeah.
the,
So, the project's open, you're using the building, the taxpayers appear to be happy.
Very much.
And Terry's still smiling every time I go by and check. But we're not done. We still have some outside work to do. We have to make sure the grass grows. We have to make sure that the pickleball courts get their final coat of rubberized, whatever it is, the top coat on there. The civil engineer identified one area of concern with drainage that he made a recommendation that, you know, we might need to regrade a little area. But we're gonna wait and see if we get through this spring and there's no flooding in that area, there's no need to do it, means it's draining properly. So, you know, those are minor little things that we have. We did during construction, authorize the building to have a complete automated, what is called a BMS system, building management system. That was not originally in the plans because we didn't think we could afford it. We did manage the money pretty well, so we got to buy it. That is gonna be installed the first week of April. We expect it to be up and running before the end of April.
Yep.
And that includes lighting as well as HVAC. So Dennis can, from his phone, look at the building.
Awesome, nice. That's great.
So you know, as a selectman, if Dennis puts in for overtime,
Yeah.
he's bold. He can look at it on his phone.
There you go. I love
All
it.
right, so, but, you know, that's kind of where we stand. Money wise, we're down to the end. We have approximately $25,000 to $35,000 worth of changes that we have not resolved yet. 15,000 of them that we've agreed to, 20,000 of them like that regrading and some other things that we might not ever do. I put that in the little yellow box as exposure for 35,000. So that leaves us with approximately $70,000 left, give or take a few. I did get numbers from the accountant, and he and I are pretty close. They don't have quite all the bills I have, and he had a couple that I didn't have, but we're pretty close. We're not going over or anything like that. We don't have to go back to town meeting, get a 9/10 vote or any of that stuff.
Great.
So, I mean, you guys can decide what you wanna do with the balance. You know, I know that Terry's gonna find things that she needs, such as trays for the warming,
Stuff for the kitchen to equip it.
stuff like that. We talked about, some additional IT stuff that might be helpful, even though the building IT is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, there are some things that we think we can do better, and you know, it'll be up to George and the committee, as we move forward. But other than that, I got one more meeting with you guys on this project.
And I know that some of that, as the vegetation grows, and they'll be replacing ones that may not have taken, but,
Oh, there'll be a whole, I expect we'll lose 20% of the trees,
right.
which is
and
about what we lose on every job.
We may want to also think about some outlining the
Yes.
perimeter of the building, I mean, some, we'll have to take.
You have $71,787.46. So you can do as you choose, whatever you think is the priority for the bottom. You can't spend more than that. If you do, we have to go see Kevin, and we don't wanna do that. That's it, that's all I have.
Any discussion on that?
For the chair, but I do notice that the garage across the street still looks like they're parking cars over there, so maybe some shrubbery on that side.
Yeah, that's kind of,
Those cars.
that's a good point, that was kind of what I was speaking on, maybe up near the pickleball courts, maybe outlining some of, just.
So, DCR has got a program right now where they'll give you trees for free and they'll come out and plant them.
Really?
So you might wanna have Eric call DCR. We're putting in like 72 trees down in Taunton right now, free from DCR.
So maybe you can work with, Jamie.
I hate to, I mean, landscaping just costs so much money and I don't know, it's one of those green things where they're trying to, you know,
Well, especially
re-oxygenate the
where,
world.
you know, we get that Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Recognition every year, which is nice, so,
That'd
yeah,
be great, I've
Yeah.
seen you plant a tree or something.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. That'd be great,
Stand in the line.
right? Yeah, put a little name tag in there, you know?
So there will be one final change order, once we establish what we need, on that exterior if it's above and beyond. All right, John O'Neill was terrific to work with.
Good.
His team also.
Yeah, his team, well, when I say John, I mean the whole department. I mean, it was, you know, we had some contentious back and forths in the beginning, and once he realized we were on the same team, he was great. His installers were great. If we couldn't make it work, he found a way to make it work. Long before anyone got in the building, everything was working. So it was great. So, and the pool tables showed up. If those of you who were there for opening didn't see the pool tables, they're terrific.
The problem is you made the room too small. I can't believe how many people are in that room constantly.
Really?
Every time I walk by, there's 6, 8, 10 people in there.
Oh, no kidding.
We've already had a, just to get you a little information on that too, we've already gotten on a tournament. And actually this Massachusetts representative for billiards came and visited the property last week and asked us to be a part of their official group for tournaments.
That's good.
So that would be, and it's a regional thing.
Uh-huh.
And at the end, we compete with the rest of different pockets of Mass, and then there's a big tournament. So
Nice.
that was like a very, not everybody, I guess, gets asked. And so it
Wow.
was wonderful that we were asked.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's great.
Is it just domestic beer on tap in that?
You weren't supposed to say anything. so.
Class only.
So one of the things I do want to tell you is that, from an FF&E standpoint, we overspent by $15,000. On the IT side of it, because John reused a lot of the parts from the existing, senior center, we were under by $26,000. So
Nice.
between the two line items, we're still under.
Yeah.
So we got the ability to get that extra, you know, couch that she was looking for, the extra chairs and all the little doodads. So if you look at the budget and you notice it's a little different than the last time, that's one of the transfers we did. So with that, I'm done, George.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for
Thank you.
everything, and thank you for your advocacy for the town and the taxpayers in getting this project done, pretty much on schedule and on budget.
Yeah, we would have been on schedule if we got the electric
Yeah.
switch gear. It wasn't the project team's fault. It really wasn't. It was just the environment that the country was in at the time we started
Yeah.
construction and.
But to having a magnificent, I don't know what other words you use to describe it, a magnificent building like this delivered to the town.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
And then J&J Construction. they-
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Didn't they?
The J&J, right.
And it's still a good
Still there.
team.
I did want to ask,
It's not as nice as the city.
I know that,
Nice.
you've been open now for a little while, you're getting a little bit more comfortable in there, other than clocks.
They ordered them today,
Oh, we've already
under my
done.
budget.
Out of your budget?
Is
I didn't think you'd given them to me.
Is there anything else, I mean, other
You
than the
shouldn't have
kitchen
told
stuff
me
you
that.
discussed, was there things that people may have pointed out that are missing or?
For large things, really not. I think what we might find, is more for outside furniture type, because there's such a large group that are coming, that it's hard to determine the outside furniture, that could be a little, but people and really and getting around and looking things over, I think overall we did well. It's really, it's the kitchen piece that.
When the nice weather comes and those sun's shades go up. and
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
furniture
supposedly
put
be
up,
coming,
the washing gets
the
moved.
sunshades will be coming at the last week of April, the first week of May.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. good.
And
Right biting at the bit for that.
I bet.
I told her she should close the building for one day. Tell everyone they're gonna go back to the buzzing, so they really.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what? I have to say, people are so appreciative and just love it so much. I have people that would come in and leave right after a class and they don't, they hang out.
They're hanging out.
They hang out like a good part of the day.
That's good.
It's cool to see, like, you go in the break room, you got someone playing, people playing poker, people playing, dominoes, people playing
Yep.
cribbage, and they're all over the place scattered. In the, in the main entry, you got all the people sitting out there with the coffee and the fireplace. It is actually a cool environment, and no matter where you go, there's people enjoying a part of the building.
Yeah.
And although I was probably a little harder on the architect than I should have been, no, I was okay. They did design a beautiful building. I mean,
Yeah.
the end product,
He did,
They were difficult at times.
Even if I had to put it on him a couple of times.
I think one of the other nice things is that, and I'm sure Terry sees this too, is, you know, a lot of seniors, they look forward to that coming because they need that environment, that social environment of everybody there. We didn't have it in the other place. You know, there was either a room being used and there was no place to just come and relax and everything. So to hear Terry say those words and listen to all the accolades as they come for the building. I know, especially I flew home there for the open house and I just couldn't believe everybody was so excited and happy with it. And that really made all the meetings, everything paid off. And you did a great job, Dan.
Tell me what you had today. Today you had the divider wall.
Today we
closed.
had to use the divider wall because we had the bingo go on, there were around 55 people in there. Then on the other side, there was around 35 or more playing between dominoes and poker. And we had the memory cafe in the arts and crafts room, which were 20 to 23 people in a live performance. We had the billiards people, they were actively in there. Then we had a 2:00 exercise class that went beyond. And then we had Mahjong playing in the living room.
Wow.
I love this. I love this.
That was just in the afternoon.
This is my payoff right here. See, you saw.
Yeah, and the people are very,
Did
They're
George
very
get
happy.
his membership card yet?
I do have to say, the beginning, in the first 2 weeks, there was a little growing pains, people not understanding how everything was working, and also for the staff to understand. And now I think this week is truly, or the end of last week was truly, people are feeling their own, they're understanding, they're, you know, and plus the good weather and the outside, that people are really feeling it. So I think it's truly going very
I
well.
know there's a lot of word of mouth and the seniors are all excited about it, but have you seen a lot of new members, new people coming in just to join?
Oh my gosh, so for the first, let's say, the 2 weeks ago, we had 162 new people. And out of that 162, maybe 20 of them were out of town. Then this week, we had another additional 100 sign up. So when I say sign up, just to get a registration card, so when they come in, they can say where they're going in the building, and I like to monitor what the need is from that.
Sure.
So we have had, and it's men and women, it's not just one, it's men and women. Yeah, it has increased tremendously.
What, my coach? Not yet.
And I know Reading is looking to build a senior center now. I don't know if they've reached out to you, but they mentioned multiple times on their select board
Yeah.
meetings.
I've met with the town manager, I've met with their board,
Yeah,
and I've met, there's been people coming in
I
and,
bet.
there's been Bill Ricka, there's been North Reading, there's been Reading, and there's been a couple of Burlington
Yeah,
You're the fellow.
coming in now.
They're
yeah, no. Yeah.
To Terry, it was mentioned to me that there were quite a few Tewksbury Reuben residents attending. Do you anticipate any problems with?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, they do attend. But what's happening with the classes is that, for Wilmington people have first. Yeah, and so right now, that was the growing pain a little bit, because there were some out of towns, you know, previous, before coming down, so, but that's all being worked out, but you are right, and that, what happens is they do come down, from out of towners, and they're having their coffee, they're doing the walk around the perimeter of the building, we registered as being a little over a quarter of a mile, so they're doing that, so they're doing other activities within the building, until things can open up for them.
That's
Right.
That's actually common. Too, on the ones we build, that the snoopers wanna come in and see what they're missing in their towns.
Good stuff.
We do have another meeting
Yeah.
right after this, so if there's no other discussion, any other discussion? Any member? None? Public? Hearing none? Any other questions? I know most of you guys are
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn.
I have a motion, I have a second by Dennis Kelly, we have to do a roll call on this. Diane Allen,
Yes,
Dennis Kelly,
Yes.
Teresa Manganelli,
Yes,
Barry Marciello,
yes.
Paul Malorani.
Yes.
Roland Maselli.
Yes.
Self, yes. Thank you, Larry.
Right here.